What's going on, guys? It's Frito here for your Overwatch. The new Lunar New Year event is now live, Year of the Rabbit. A few of the maps get dressed up, some new skins come through, and arcade game modes for you to play. Capture the Flag Blitz, and Bounty Hunter, which is like a modified deathmatch where one player at a time becomes the bounty, worth more kills, but they're sped up, so it's a fun arcade time. We've already had competitive CTF in rotation, so a little confused why that came early, but Lunar New Year always feels like a bit of a stopgap event as we're waiting for the next things to be coming. So we've got news of new things coming, but if you don't have some of these old skins, you can tune into Twitch and earn the Masked Dancer legendary skin for Moira, which is one of the better ones, I feel, as well as the Lion Roar victory pose. You may be curious why there isn't any balance changes in this patch. Aaron Keller already let us know that some of the scheduled changes to Roadhog, and probably other changes as well, are going to be coming either mid or late January. And well, we've only got half of the month left. And I suggest if you're an Orisa or Hog player, log in and get your SR now before that metagame gets shifted on its head. Jared Ness dropped a huge bomb about changes coming to Season 3. He was asked, are there any plans to reward players with free coins by playing the game or increasing the amount they get from the weekly challenges? Jared Ness responds in saying, we have some updates coming in Season 3 that we'll be talking about soon to help address the lack of choice in rewards. I'll keep it vague for now. We've got to be a bit careful with this one because he didn't actually answer the question, but instead specified and controlled the narrative, specifically saying the lack of choice in rewards. So if you think about it, the free rewards you get that they offer up often are for characters that you don't even play. For me, the most obvious answer is like a crafting mechanic. In Hearthstone, when you get cards you don't really need, you can disenchant them to get dust or whatever component it is in any game that they want to call it, and you can save up enough of that in order to get an actual thing you want, to select it specifically. Now, it's always super inefficient to do this way, but of course, getting something you want is worth more than having something you can't use. Because let's remember, collecting all the cosmetics is not something you're really supposed to do in Overwatch 2, unless you're a descendant of Jeff Bezos or something. You know, such a system in Overwatch would be a great idea, wouldn't it? Oh yeah, that's right, they already have that. It was called Legacy Coins in Overwatch 1. If they nail a crafting style mechanic or something like that where you at least are able to set a goal towards what you want, I think Overwatch 2 might begin to start to be rewarding to play. Because between the rank system and the incredibly scant rewards path, they're lucky that the game is fun to play, and I'm addicted to getting better at it. So when can we expect Season 3 to start? Because we know each season is supposed to be 9 weeks, the safe bet is it's starting February 7th, where we know we are not going to be getting a new hero, but on the off seasons when we don't get a new hero, we're supposed to get a new map or mode or something like that. So along with that, we're getting these reward changes. Time flies when you're having fun. The original roadmap that they released is already come up. So I suspect we'll be getting an updated roadmap soon, especially with tweets that Jared Ness has been hinting. He's been teasing about a seasonal roadmap coming up, and well, it's due anyway, so not too much of a surprise, but we should expect to know when PvE's coming, as well as what's actually in these upcoming seasons. They've been so tight-lipped that I think it's going to come in a much bigger announcement, all hinged around that next 2023 roadmap. Having gone away for the holiday break, it's my anticipation that they're sort of getting their ducks in a row now, and we'll actually know what the rollout plan is going to be. One thing we know isn't coming in Season 3, that because Sombra was probably nerfed too much, Sombra will be getting buffs, or at least some changes, as it's called by Alec Dawson, as he says he hopes they'll have more to share soon. And again, when it isn't something they seem to want to hotfix, it's likely bigger in scope. The Sombra rework happened under Jeff Goodman, who's no longer at the company. And now that Alec Dawson is in charge, does that mean another rework to Sombra could be in the works? I think a lot of players pretty uniformly think the Perma Invis is just a horrible mechanic and kind of unbalanceable, seeing as the average player misuses it to have too much downtime, and when Sombra is good, it makes her somewhat uncounterable unless you are spamming to spy check for her constantly, as opposed to having a duration and a bit more of a gameplay cadence where she's out of the fight, gotta go in the fight. I mean, when they had that originally years ago, that was kind of cool with Sombra. It felt very Overwatch, whereas now She has a very odd and misleading gameplay loop, which is just uncommon for Overwatch characters. You're supposed to be able to cycle your abilities, and Sombra's kind of playing a solitaire game a lot of the time. So since it's more significant than just the hotfix, I would look for them to address the problems that I'm bringing up, because I feel the devs have to be well aware of this as an issue, hearing feedback from both ends of the skill spectrum leading to the same point. She's either oppressive or useless, and that's just bad for character design considering she's a game sense character to begin with. Last up, we got the meme of the day from DPS Deku, the most caked up Overwatch 2 streamer, tweeting out the matchmaking illusion in Overwatch 2, where it seems like you're going down two different lanes between Plat and Grandmaster, but they ultimately go to the same place. Jared Ness did tweet that part 2 of the matchmaking blog is in development, so we'll be getting more information about matchmaking, but I personally want less explanation and more improvement, because I'm sick of having to remind Blizzard of things that we explained to them before the game even came out. They are the ones who decided to reset the reward structure of ranked, but not MMR in any way, but yet rebalance the game in entirety with a massive meta swap from patch to patch, and they deserve the poor results that they're getting. At this point, the only things I will be happy to hear is a soft reset that correlates with the visual reward reset that they're doing anyway, but on top of that, they just need to make MMR a public number. What difference does it make at this point? Because the magic trick is gone with this ranked reset idea. You can't tell us all the number doesn't matter, but it's all we have to look at, so we look at it anyway. Like, it'd be one thing if they just didn't say anything, and then the illusion might work. But the magician's not supposed to tell you his tricks. So if you're gonna get a phony icon, just so you can reset it, so you can work up to a better phony icon through the season and feel progression as you rank up to earn almost like a player level. Like, that's essentially what it is. It's just like a player level. Like, did you play long enough to get up to the rank you're supposed to be at anyway, as the visual indicator lags behind what your actual MMR is? All of this is nonsense. What kind of game are we playing? Like, in so many ways, Overwatch 2 decidedly went towards a competitive hero shooter. A lot of the super casual gameplay elements are toned down. Like, a lot of the easy stuff is gone. Like, there's some that exist still, but for the most part, it's a very active game for the better, right? Why do we need this Fisher Price, my first ranked mode style reward system where you gotta play a month to get the multiple re-ranks to get back to the visual indicator of the phony cosmetic rank icon, and you never really know how good you are or where you place or where your teammates are placed? It's just a madhouse. It would be better for them to give no information at all at this point. I've just recently played enough games, because I play all 3 roles, to stabilize my rank so that it actually is a meaningful indicator of where my MMR is. But the season's almost over, Blizzard. Think about that. I'm a full-time YouTuber. But the thing that sucks about that quandary is because I don't really know where my teammates are, it's hard to decide if the matchmaker is picking me to be Kuriko Kunai Warrior, you better headshot your way to victory to win this Grandmaster rank game where you're deemed the carry based on the matchmaker, or if I'm supposed to blue beam my Diamond DPS and expect them to win. That is not a fun place to be as a support player. It's one thing that the matchmaking is really wonky. It's another thing that it's constantly lying to you. So you can't even really figure it out before the game's over, basically. It's like, oh yeah, that guy with a 1 KD? Bro, this is Overwatch. It's not a KD, it's an elimination per life. You can't be putting up Call of Duty SND MLG numbers where like a 1.1 KD is like, okay. That's not how Overwatch works. And yes, I stole that joke from Samito. Okay, yeah, that's another thing that's gonna be coming up soon, guys. The matchmaking update part 2. Guys, that's everything for today's news roundup. I hope you did enjoy it, and if you did, please be sure to leave the video with a like, and don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon to actually get notified when our videos come live. That's been it for me. I've been Frito for your Overwatch. I'll see you guys next time.